Hello. If I'm audible, do let me know in the chat. Uh, Hello. Can you hear me? If you can, do let me know in the chat. If you can hear me, just type yes in the chat so that I know I'm audible. If I'm not, then I'll have to see or change something. Uh, all right. So good to know that I'm audible. So we'll wait for some more time to see if anybody else wants to join, and then I will pick up the questions and I will answer your question as well. So yeah, and I want to share something. So in past few live streams, I have already told that I was looking for a job and something like that. And the offer that I already had, uh, they had postponed it to Jan. So yeah, I have got another offer, and the good thing about that is they are also sponsoring my visa. So that's a really good thing. So probably by Monday, I will get the proper uh, offer letter or something. Right now, we have just discussed this thing on Teams meeting and stuff. So yeah, and it's also based in Newcastle, so I don't really have to move somewhere else. So that is again a very positive thing. I completed my masters in data science from Newcastle University. If you don't know, so yeah, that's there. And thanks, Avi. Thanks, Avi, for congrats and your good words. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share, and yeah, so it's not like it's very hard to find sponsorship job. It's rare, I know, because of this 2 years of post-study work visa. Most companies want you to take PSW, but there are some companies they are happy to sponsor your visa, and also uh, the one which I have got into is a startup, so it's not a very big company, and they are based in Ireland, but they have their branch in the UK as well. So yeah, that's a good thing. So whenever you are in the UK and if you are trying to look for a job, or if you are in any other part of the world as well, and if you are trying to look for a job, just keep applying to as many jobs as you can. So if you are not getting calls, eventually you will get some call, and if you get a call, try to make most out of it and try to convert it into a job offer. So that's what I would suggest, and don't get demotivated, because I personally would have applied for more than 250 jobs on LinkedIn alone. And most companies are trying to get you to take post study work visa, but there are some companies which can offer you uh, uh, tier 2 sponsorship. So that's there. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. Now I will pick up the questions from the chat. We have a couple of questions. So the first question is how to find sponsor job. So again, it's not like there is something else you have to do for sponsored job. Is like you have to keep applying for jobs, like I told, and eventually you will end up getting an offer. Maybe it will be non-sponsorship or sponsorship. If you're lucky enough, probably you will find something who will be ready to sponsor your visa. So that's there. It's not like you can do something very different. uh, yeah, so that's there. But you can try various platforms, like LinkedIn is one of the platform which initially I thought it's waste of time, but it seems like it turned out well for me, so it is worth giving some time on LinkedIn. And then there are some websites like CV Library, Top Job, Total Jobs, Target Jobs, or something like that. So you can try those websites as well and try to put your resume everywhere. Try to let your resume float in the market as much as it can, so that your resume will get into more hiring managers and probably someone will contact you. So it's about increasing your reach. So that's there. And joining meetups and stuff are also very good way to find some job. And also you can probably find internship, because while you are studying it's kind of easy to find internship, because many of my friends did internship. I did internship as well. So I found my internship from a meetup. So if you want to know about that, you can check out the video. I have it on my channel. I've discussed everything, how I found my internship and what I was doing there. So yeah, if you want, you can check out that video, and you can also convert your internship into your offer. So that is another way. So you can do those things. Let's take next question. Thanks, Jishnu. What is the minimum laptop specification to study masters in data science? So most of the universities, they offer you hardware, so you don't really have to be worried about buying a very high-end laptop. But yes, if you are getting hardware from the university, then you'll have to go to university every time to do your assignments and stuff, because you cannot bring computer at home. For that, you might want to buy a laptop. And to do assignments which are given in the university, you can perfectly use Google Colab. And for that, if you have at least i5 processor or Ryzen 5, and if you have 8 gigs of RAM, you should be fine. But if you can go for 16 gigs of RAM, and if you have that smaller form factor laptop, they're calling it as notebooks nowadays. So if you have that, it should work fine as well. So you should be fine with 8 to 16 gigs of RAM as well. You don't really need a dedicated GPU for that, unless you're planning to work on your own projects. Like if you have some idea and if you want to build something else, then probably it's better to go for high-end GPUs as well. But if you're just looking for masters and study purpose, I think i5 and 8 to 16 gigs of RAM would be fine. What was the reason you didn't opt for the company which you're asking? Uh, Mainly few reasons. The offer which I had, uh, they they delayed my joining. So they were offering me to join in October, but then because of all the mess which is going on in the UK, recession, inflation, and all those things, they had to move my joining to January. So it was a long wait, which I didn't want to do. So that was one reason. And of course, I am getting a tier 2 sponsorship, so I will save some amount which I have to pay as part of application fee and national health insurance for post study work visa. So I will save some amount that way as well. So yeah, those are some of the reasons. And also for few companies, I had to move to bigger cities like London and stuff, and salary was around 50 to 55 k pounds. So it was not good enough to go there. I mean, not that these tier 2 sponsorship jobs are paying me a lot, but to stay in Newcastle, it's fine. But if I have to move to bigger cities, I definitely need a lot more salary than that. So those were few reasons why I didn't opt for PSW companies. Um, Hello, Varun. I completed my BTech in Mechanical Engineering 22. I wanted to do masters in data science. Is it good to come to UK as a fresher, or should I do internship? I highly suggest you to gain some experience first rather than coming here as a fresher, because as a fresher, it's not like it's impossible to find a job, but it is actually a little bit hard to get a job if you have no experience and if you are coming here with like blank sheet of paper. So it's good if you can do internship in India and gain some experience, and after that you can probably uh, choose to come to UK or any other country if you like. So yeah, it's good to have a little bit of experience at least. Also suggest me some good data science universities. So it depends a lot on your uh, budget, but as you were asking for Hartford University, it's a budget university, I suppose. So I think your budget is less, which is totally fine. There are many good universities here with very less fees. So one university is, of course, Hertfordshire. So they have a good course curriculum, and it's a popular university as well. And it is very close to London. So if you in future want to move to London, or if you want to attend some conferences, which are mostly conducted in London, so it will be easy for you to commute if that's what you are looking for. It's a good university. Then there is this Northumbria University. A few some of my friends are studying there, and they really like the course content and the whole atmosphere and the resources which the university is providing. So it's again a very good university, so you can look into that as well. And there are some other universities like City University of London, Middlesex University, and University of East Anglia, I suppose. So, and there are many other universities like Aston University. So there are many good universities. So it's important that you look into the course content, and if you feel like the course content is good enough for you, you can opt that university and don't be too much bothered about the ranking of the university, because I've talked to so many people here in the UK after coming here, and they're like, yeah, university ranks don't really matter much. It's all about the knowledge you are getting, the resources you are getting, and the exposure you are getting. So yeah, those are some of the important things that you need to keep in mind while selecting a university. So yeah, these are the things, and I've also made a video like, if you are coming here, if you have already come here, that's another thing. But if you are planning to come here, I have made a video like some of the mistakes that I did, and things which I did well. So I have posted that video as well on my channel. So I highly recommend you to check out that video, because that way you will get a better understanding what to expect from your masters and how you can make most out of your masters. So yeah, that video should help you. Any other questions? And I'm also planning to make a video on the current status. Like, as you can see, the pound is getting really low as compared to Indian rupees. So it has its own benefits, it has its own drawbacks. So I'm planning to do a little bit more research on this and make a video, whether you should come to UK or you should opt for US or something like that. So yeah, I once I'm done with the thorough research, I will try to make a video. It will come out soon. Probably I will try to make a video by Monday or Tuesday, I suppose. So yeah, or maybe tomorrow. So yeah, I will try to post that video soon. Should we go for paid internship or unpaid internship? If we get unpaid internship, how we can manage study and work? So in the UK, most of the internship they tend to pay you. So here it's not like what we see in India, like you have to do internship and then it will not be paid. So here you usually get paid for an internship, but then there are a lot of volunteer work. So there is this website called Data Kind, where you can volunteer. So there you will not get paid, but of course you will get a very good experience. So that's there. Um, but if you are doing your masters and internship, so probably you will be getting paid. So that is not a problem. But if you are doing some volunteer work, usually it is very flexible. So you will get some time if you want to work as a part-time student. So you can do that as well. But it all depends on how much skills you already have in terms of data science, because if you are very new and if you don't know anything, and you have to cover all the lecture materials, and it takes some time for you to understand the assignments and work on them, that way probably it will be hard for you to do all the three things side by side, like masters, internship and part-time job, or volunteer work and part-time job. So yeah, that's there. But if you have a little bit of knowledge, I think you should be fine to manage those things, because classes are not much hectic. So in a week you will have classes for like 10 to 15 hours, that's all, not more than that. So you get a lot of time to work on other things as well. Is it necessary to learn everything from NLP to image processing and all? No, it's not. And when I went through a lot of interviews, I realized that they are not much interested in all those fancy stuff like NLP and image processing. It depends what they are working on, but as part of interview, and if you are in your initial stages of career, they try to focus on your basic understanding of statistics, and how you understand machine learning algorithms, and how well you can code. So those are some of the things they are interested in, and not too much into advanced stuff. So that's there. But if a company which is very much dedicated into NLP tasks or image processing tasks, then they will ask you those questions as well. So I have had both type of interviews. So it depends on company to company, but most companies try to focus on statistics and uh, your basics of machine learning. So yeah. I have BTech in mechanical, 2 years testing experience. Want to go for MSc data science in the UK. Do they ask to take any prereq as additional uni course like data structure? No, they don't. They don't really ask you to take any additional courses. Everything will be taught in the course. They don't teach, of course, data structures and algorithms, but you can take if you want to be prepared for interviews, because in interviews they can ask. But for universities or for admission, you don't really need to work on those things, but it's good to know a little bit of those things. Yeah. And you have been in the testing industry, of course, so you are familiar with programming, I think. So I think it should be okay for you to pick up data structures and algorithm. It shouldn't be too much work, I suppose. But if you don't have much time, then don't stress about it. You will get admission without learning data structures and algorithm, and universities also don't ask you to take any such modules. Can we mention at our CV about our university project, or we need our self research? And you definitely can mention all the projects that you will do as part of your master's or course. So yeah, you don't really have to work on other things if you are not getting much time. But if you get time, it's good to work on other stuff as well, like other projects. But you can definitely mention your university projects on your CV. It's totally fine. One of my friend is not good at studies, but he wants to come to UK just for earning money. What is the easiest MSc course you suggest him? What is your advice for him? Uh, it's a tough question, because I have seen a lot of people here who are doing this kind of thing. They take, I think, digital marketing courses or things like that, which they feel is easy. They come here, so probably they can come here and obviously they can take a post study work visa for 2 years, and then they can at least earn something, but it won't be very significant. Like you will be working probably in. I mean, if you do very well in your masters, and if you tend to get job in that particular domain, then probably you will be able to make a good amount of money. Let's say digital marketing or something like that. But if not, and if you end up doing poorly in your masters, and you will have to live on the part-time jobs. But after 2 years, after your masters, you can work anything for 40 hours. So in that, your rate will be around 10 pounds per hour maybe, so something like that. So per week you will be able to make around 400 pounds, and so yeah, that is what. And in a month you will be able to make around 1600 pounds. So that's not good enough. I mean, if you want to save or something, if you just want to enjoy, then probably that's a very good number of good amount of money, so that's totally fine. But if you want to save and if you want to invest somewhere, then it's not good enough, because you will end up spending on your living expense as well. It also depends in which city you are living in. If you are living in some smaller cities, obviously your salary will be less, and also your rent will be less. But then living expense like food and energy prices, it is same everywhere now. So yeah, for me, it's not worth doing that. But if you are actually interested and if you want to do, you can take some course. I mean, I cannot suggest a particular course, but I have seen many people taking digital marketing as a easy way to come to UK and probably live for 2 3 years here. So that is one thing that can be considered. But I'm not very sure about any other thing apart from that. Which course is better for a non-CS student? Data science, data analytics, or business analytics? I have heard that it's better to take data analytics as business analytics, and then yes, that's totally true. Because business analytics is more about talking to your stakeholders and converting those problem statement from layman term to technical term, and then pass it on to your data analyst team or maybe data scientist team. So it is not highly technical, but still you need to know a little bit of Power BI or any dashboarding tool, Excel, and maybe Python. So yeah, if you are not very comfortable at this point that you will be able to pick up programming languages very well, then I think it's better to go for business analytics or data analytics, and then probably make transition to data science. So yeah, that is a very good pathway to take. Any specific website to find sponsored job? No, there is no specific website which mentions that they have only sponsored jobs. So there is no specific website. All you have to do is keep looking out, and probably some companies will sponsor. Do you have any idea about Jan Intake 23? What deadline for application? It again very much depends on university. So if university is very competitive, let's say Edinburgh or uh, Newcastle University or University of Bristol, Bath, and those big universities, King's University London, they tend to get their seats filled very early. So probably by now they would have closed their admission process. But smaller universities, they keep their application process open until probably by the end of October, maybe at max. I think yeah, October should be the last, because then they have to issue cash letter as well. So yeah, you have to go to university's website and see if they are still accepting applications. I can't really name any specific university, so because it's hard to name any university. You have to check university's website if you are interested in a particular university. I would be applying for data science master's program for next September, but I don't have great projects to showcase. Would you suggest me few good projects that I can do? So yeah, I have started a series where I'm making sort of complex projects. So I already have one image segmentation project you can check out on my channel. So you can probably try to replicate that project. and on maybe different data set or something. So you can do that project, and also you can probably try Spacey, SPACY. It's an NLP package. It's a very good package. So you can do name entity recognition, text classification using that package. So it will also look pretty good on your resume. I'm planning to make a video on name entity recognition as well. So those kind of projects you can do. And if you want to do some image classification problems, again you can go to my GitHub. There I have some distracted driver detection and bird classification projects which I did as part of my master's. So if you put like those 2 3 projects on your resume, I think it should be fine. So yeah, those projects you can do. Those are actually really good projects. Mm, what about conditional deadline for applications? So when they give you conditional offer, they tend to mention until when you have to fulfill all the requirements. And if you manage to fulfill, then they can obviously give you unconditional offer. But if you fail to do so, they will cancel your offer letter. So by now, most people would have already received their conditional or unconditional offer. So yeah, because we are already in October. So yeah, there isn't any specific date that I could say. I looked at Northumbria, Newcastle campus, and Hertfordshire course module. I feel both are good. Could you compare? Uh, yeah, I can actually compare these universities, and I will look into the course content, and I will let you know in the comment section once the stream is over, because I can't remember specifically what all modules are covered. But overall, if I have to say, yeah, they are good universities in terms of their course content. So I will again look into both the universities, and I will post that into the comment section. I'll just make a quick note of these universities so that I don't forget uh, after the live stream. And this is for data science course, right? I don't have any business background, so if I take business analytics, will it be good idea? Also, is it worth taking MBA after data science MSc? If you want to build, or if you want to make a career specifically in business domain, then definitely doing MBA could be a good option. But if you want to go to technical side, then s- just sticking to data science should be fine. And doing MBA after data science, what I think is, if you want to do both of them, first go for MBA and then for data science if you want to do both. But it could be expensive for sure. So if you want to stick to one, then you have to make your mind that you want to be in a business domain, or if you want to be a technical person. So if you have answer for that, then I think the answer is easy. But if you are still confused and if you have budget for that, and if you want to pursue both, I think MBA, and after MBA, going for data science should be better, because the logical reason for me is, if you take data science course, it's very highly technical. You will learn all the technical stuff, and then when you get into business stuff, you will learn all the business stuff, and then eventually you will sort of forget the technical stuff. And if you are not practicing on regular basis, it's hard to remember everything. But if you learn about business and stuff, they tend to stay in our mind for longer as compared to technical skills. So that is my justification for that. But the final decision should be yours, and whatever you feel is better for you, go with that. Should I study the concepts along with the projects? And as I am not familiar with NLP, so yeah, I think it's a good idea to learn the concepts along with your project. The thing is, what you can do is look into the project, do everything like the hands-on stuff, and by the end of the project, you will have the hands-on experience, and you will know how those things are working, and you will have a proper working project. And then by the time you will be doing your project, mention all the keywords and things which you have to learn, which you don't know anything about, and then later on you can go to those concepts, and then you can learn those concepts. And once you have learned all the concepts, you can go through your own project step by step how things are working, because that way you will have checked your code base like twice or thrice at least. So that way you will be more familiar with the code part as well, because if maybe somebody in the interview asks, can you change this thing, you will be on the spot, be able to change things. So that is the reasoning behind that. And that way you can keep your practical part separate and your theoretical or learning part separate. But if you are someone who is like coding, and then at the middle of your project development you feel like, I'm not able to understand how from this step we are going to this step, it's better to learn those concepts simultaneously. So there are two ways of taking it, whichever you feel you are comfortable with, you can do that. Suggest me universities for master degrees. I don't really have much idea about US university market, so I will have to talk to my friend. So I will try to ask her if she knows anything about this, and if she does, I will probably invite her onto the channel, or I will just ask her to tell me some of the university names, and I will make a video out of it. So at this point, I don't have any idea about USA masters universities. Why did you choose UK over USA for data science? So there are multiple reasons. The first one was the course duration. It's just 1 year, and I wanted to finish my master's as soon as possible. Second is I felt the course curriculum of UK universities were more practical based, and I felt like it's better as compared to US. I mean, US was not really my option, so I didn't see in I didn't look into a lot of universities, but the university which I looked into, like one or two, I felt like UK had better course content. Apart from that, I wanted to stay close to EU, and I'm not very fond of US culture. I mean, there is nothing wrong in that. It's just personal preference. If you like it, it's totally your opinion, and it's good. But then I was not too much interested in US. So that is the thing why I didn't choose US. Yeah, sure. I will try to talk to her, and I'll see if I can do something about that. Because me commenting on something which I'm not aware of will be harmful for you also, and also I won't be helping you in a very good way, which I actually want to. So I don't really want to comment on something which I'm not aware of. So I will try to talk to her, and we'll see. I'll try to do it soon. We have like 11 people. So if I can ask some question, like say, if you guys are looking for masters, and if you're looking for a particular country, what is the main factor that you uh, put forward, or what's the main factor for you to choose a particular country? If you can mention in the chat, that way I will know a little bit more, and that way I can probably ask people who have done courses in other countries what were their factors, and how that country is good in that particular factor. So do let me know in the chat, what do you think is the most important factor for you to pick any country for your masters, or even if you are going for bachelor's. So yeah, that way I will get a better understanding. Quality of education and faculty, yeah, that is, again, that is a very good point. I totally agree with that, and that was one of my important factors as well. So that's a very good point. I agree with that. Few people also have preferences for PR and stuff, I suppose. So everybody has their own preferences, so I don't say that it's right or wrong. But if you go to some country and if you perform well in your course, and if you end up finding some right opportunity, ultimately you will be able to find PR. So that is my way of looking at it, but you can have your own opinion as well. Low cost and more job opportunities, yes, definitely. I mean, masters can be very expensive, so when we go to some country, it's important for us to manage our budget. I mean, that was one of all the other reasons as well why I chose Newcastle as a city and Newcastle University as a university to do my master's, because the cost of living here is relatively less as compared to the bigger cities. So yeah, we have to actually manage our finances as well. Do you also put weightage on part-time jobs and stuff like that? Like, do you think if you are going to some country, it should be easy for you to find a part-time job? I mean, of course, it very much depends on city to city as well, because if you are living in a bigger city, you will have lots and lots of shops and warehouses where you can find part-time job. But also, it also depends from country to country as well, because if you go to some European country where they primarily focus on the regional language, it can get hard for someone to find a part-time job, because specifically if you are doing a part-time job, you will be interacting with a lot of locals. So in that case, you should better know the regional language. But if you are working in, let's say, a large IT company or something in the data science domain, there most people can communicate in English, so there you should be fine. But if you are looking for part-time job, I think this could be one of the very important factor, that you learn at least basics of uh, that regional language as well. I mean, that was the reason why I didn't go for Germany. Of course, Germany was very uh, cost effective and cost friendly. But then I tried learning German a bit, but I could not. So, if I can, if I could learn German, probably I would have had more opportunities. So, but I could not. So that's why I didn't choose Germany as a place to do my masters. How difficult could it be to manage part-time jobs and college work? So, like I mentioned before, if you have a little bit of knowledge, little bit of experience, I think it should be fine and you will be able to manage. And usually, the course that you will be doing, it will have around 10 to 15 hours per week. So, you get enough time for other stuff as well. So, it should not be a problem. But if you are very, very new and if you don't have any experience, then what I would suggest you is invest your first semester like fully to your course, and when you will get used to and when you will have some basic knowledge, then after your first semester or in your second semester, you can join part-time work if you choose to. So that should be a good option to take this, because I've seen some of the people here, they had very less experience in data science, they didn't know much about it, but they chose to go for a part-time job, and they ended up finding it to be hard, and they even got back, or they failed in some of the modules, so they had to retake those exams. So yeah, it's not good. You should definitely prioritize your studies first, and then you can go for part-time jobs. So try to focus on your studies in your first semester, and then when you get some used to, then you can go for part-time jobs. Some people are saying there might be a future war in UK. What is your take on that? Is it possible to move from UK to Canada or USA easily? Uh, I cannot comment on war for sure because I don't know. Things from inside the UK is looking pretty calm to me, because I didn't find to be uh, that hostile or something. Yes, of course, prices are going up. That is something which needs to be taken care of. But apart from that, things are looking fine. But if in the case of war, if you want to move to Canada, it is possible. Yes, some people have done that. One of the roommate who is living here, he was telling that his cousin, he was doing his course from the UK, and then later on he thought, let us try Canada. So he moved to Canada, and it was possible for him. So I think it is possible. I won't say easily. I don't know what will be the scenario when you will be doing that. So I can't say easy or not, but it is totally possible. About USA, they are very friendly to UK, so Yeah, probably. But then they are friendly to UK citizens. I'm not sure about the immigrants, so that's there. But I think if you do your course from UK, probably it should be okay for you to be able to move to USA. Yeah. And by the way, if you're finding this live stream helpful, do click that like button. It always keeps me motivated, and it also tells me that these live streams are actually helping you. So yeah, do hit the like button so that I will be. That's so that I will just know that you guys are finding it to be helpful, and I keep on doing this live stream. I do it every Saturday because that's when I get a little bit time. So I do every Saturday, 12 p.m. British summer time. So yeah, you are always more than welcome. You can always come here and we can chat because I feel like when we talk like this, and I've mentioned this in previous live stream as well. When we talk like this, you can always ask your follow-up questions here, which is not possible if you are messaging me on LinkedIn. I mean, of course, you can ask your follow-up questions there as well, but it takes time for me to get back to you, and probably when you will see my message in your own time, so there will be a communication gap or delay at least. But when we come here in the live stream and when we chat like this why I think it's more effective. Would you suggest choosing a university in London slash Manchester which may offer more job? So if you had asked this question to me before COVID, I would have highly suggested to probably stay in bigger cities, London and Manchester, because back then most of the interviews were conducted offline and you had to physically go to the interviews. But nowadays, most of the interviews are being conducted uh, online or via Teams or something. So you can be anywhere and um, you can attend any interviews. So you should be fine even if you're not staying in bigger cities. But if part-time job is your one of the important factors, then probably it's better to stay in bigger cities. It's not that you won't be able to find part-time job in smaller cities, but it's relatively hard to do so. So yeah, that is my answer. If you are looking for interviews and stuff, then probably you can stay anywhere. It's completely online now. But for part-time jobs, it's better to stay in bigger cities. How much experience in India as a data scientist I'll be helpful for doing masters in UK for finding job easily. If you have at least 2 years of experience, that is what is considered as significant experience. So if you have a little bit of experience, let's say 2 years or more than that, that would be really helpful for you. And Rohan Pandey is my brother, so he joined the live stream. Let me quickly have a water break. If you still have something, feel free to ask. Do you guys watch Formula One? Any one of you here watch Formula One? Except for Rohan, of course, because I know his answer. Oh, that's great. We have qualifiers from 2 p.m. I suppose today. I mean UK time. So yeah, Singapore GP. I really like watching Formula One. So Leclerc fan. Oh, nice. Max fan here. But I like Leclerc also. I mean, he's really a talented driver. I really like him as well. Oh, I knew your answer. That's why I told except for Rowan. Not really. I mean, I don't follow football much. When I was small, I used to watch here and there. That's all. But then over the time, cricket took over and Formula One also. So yeah, those are the things which I was watching. But nowadays, cricket is also a little bit less. So I am mostly into Formula One for now. Any data science certification which is worth in the UK. If you do a Coursera course, it is recognized worldwide. So that is there. Some of the universities might ask you to do Udemy courses as well. So I think Udemy is also quite popular. So if you take courses on those two, I think it should be fine. So Coursera or Udemy. Udemy is cheaper option, but I think Coursera is more known in any other part of the country or any other part of the world as well. So those are the two platforms which I would suggest. Uh, and do you guys also like photography? I mean, I like a lot of things, so I can keep asking a lot of questions as well. So I do photography as well now and then. I have a photography page as well. I mean, if you want to check, you can check. I will just let you know in the comment section. People have spelled it correctly. Peopleschanel. Yeah, if you search this on Instagram, you will find my photography page as well. In case you want to check out, in case you are interested in photography as well. So yeah, I like that photography as well. Also, we have another question. You should plan a trip to St. James Football Stadium in Newcastle. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that, and I'm staying like literally what 5 to 10 minutes walk near to St. James Football Stadium. And when there is a match, it's so loud that I can literally hear it here as well. So yeah, it's very different. It looks very different when there is a football match. And if you go near to the stadium after the match or before the match, it's like the whole UK has come uh, in Newcastle. So it's so crowded that sometimes you can find it hard to even walk in the city. So yeah, it seems like a very nice place. I think I should definitely check out. And I'll be in Newcastle for another year or so now, because now that my job is in Newcastle, so I should definitely go there once. Because I have many friends who really like football, and they sometimes go to watch football there. So yeah, I should just tag along because I don't really know much about it. So I'll support the team, which most people are doing, because I don't want to get beaten up by people. So yeah, I should definitely check out. Thanks for the suggestion. I will definitely go. What else do you guys like to do in your free time? I mean, if you are comfortable to share, because I do quite a lot of things. Sign on thumbnail looking good. Yeah, I play Genshin Impact as well, so I like playing few games. So yeah, uh, Sino is one of the character. Is he's been released very newly, uh, and I got him by chance. I was not actually wishing for him or pulling for him, but I got him by chance. So yeah, I'm enjoying him so far. But yeah, I like doing quite a lot of things. What other things you guys like to do? Uh, we're just moving a little bit away from data science. So if you don't want to hang out, it's totally up to you. But if you want to hang out a little bit longer, we can talk about other stuff as well, because that way the things get good. Things can get little more chill. So yeah, I like quite a lot of things. So if I have to list everything, it will be like I like photography. I like playing game here and there. I like traveling. I like drawing now. So I'm learning how to draw. I used to draw when I was a kid, but then because of all the studies and stuff, I had to leave it for a while. But then I'm again picking it up. I also like 3D modeling, but I need to get into it after I learned drawing. I like psychology as well, so I read a little bit of psychology here and there. So yeah, I like doing quite a lot of things in my free time. and I also like to read technical papers related to data science and stuff. So now you know quite a lot about me. But feel free to share your interests and what you like to do so that I will know you as well. I love reading and drawing. I can use some pro tips for drawing so that it can help me in progressing a little bit faster. And if not, if you guys don't have anything else to share, I can end the stream because I think I have answered all the technical questions, I should say. So yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. I do release live stream every Saturday, 12 p.m. British Summer Time, and I make a lot of data science related videos. You can check out. It could be project tutorial. It could be environment, let's say Google Colab or something. Those kind of tutorial, and then what to study in the what to study if you want to be successful in data science and most of the data science stuff. So I talk about those kind of things. So you can uh, subscribe to the channel if you are interested in those things. So yeah, let's end the stream here now, and hope to see you next time around. So bye everyone. Thanks for the live stream. We appreciate it very much, and I really like you guys joining it. It's always fun to talk to you all here. So thank you everyone. Hope to see you in the next live stream. Bye.